FrugalSim videos are powered by Jetline Systems.
Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and this is Just Flight's Piper Arrow 3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is my first impressions. I've not flown this at all. And it's unusual for me to do a first impression without ever flying something, but we'll try. It looks stunning, and this is a big deal because this is Just Flight's first aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I'm excited about it because it's developed by Just Flight's internal team. And they have a pretty good reputation at doing some relatively high-end aircraft. This is a port, obviously, from the Msfs version. I think this came to X-Plane as well. So it's already been proven in terms of the aerodynamics and the systems and how it should work. So it should have been not a relatively simple task, but a good task for the team to bring this to Msfs because they can refer to what they've done before and see that it still matches. It looks absolutely astounding. It really does look good. Now I'm flying this real time. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm at Shoreham Airport. I'm using Rex Weather Force. So Rex is driving the weather in Microsoft Flight Sim. I gotta say, I like that we're getting add-ons now like Weather Force and aircraft like this. It's making the sim a little bit more, in my opinion, mature. Maybe that's the wrong word to use. A little bit more solid, a little bit more, I don't know, viable compared to how it is with some of the stock aircraft being a little bit weak in terms of systems and aerodynamics. Anyway, let's jump in and I'll walk you through some of the stuff I've already noticed on this, which is kind of cool. So if I don't like the camera system, I never have. Pop this open, we'll go into the cockpit. I am using Track IR right now, so I can turn Track IR on and off here. I'm going to leave it, I'm going to reset it actually, so it's in the right view, and then turn it off. And we'll come back to that in a second. Now it's kind of cool because over here on the right hand side, use the mouse, it's a lot easier than Track IR for showing you around the aircraft. We have a cool EFB here. Now the EFB lets us turn on and off certain options. So aircraft states, we can set it as ready for takeoff, ready for start, cold and dark. It's currently cold and dark. We have options here to simplify using the aircraft. So auto fuel selector, I don't need to switch tanks myself if I turn that on, which I'm going to do just to keep things a little bit simple. We can change, look at that, oh my god, that's kind of cool. We can change the GPS that's in use, so that's an old-fashioned GPS 100, or we can switch it up to the more modern GNS Dual or the 530. I like that option. That's actually really nice. Let's leave it on Dual. HSI enabled or disabled. We can turn on and off state saving, which means the aircraft will have persistent state. It will be as you left it if I turn that on. So that's cool. Let's turn that on. I can turn on and off the yokes. I've turned off the left yoke because it's just easier to get to all these switches down here if I turn that off. The other stuff we've got here, we can open some doors. So cabin and baggage doors, we can open those if you want to, the oil door and so on. We can attach equipment like chocks, tie downs, or even a tow bar, and put the aircraft in a state with those things. We can refill the oil if we want to, recharge the battery. That's the limited maintenance options in this aircraft. You can do maintenance on the aircraft. It's not quite to the level of AccuSim in MSFS or prepared, sorry, in FSX. Gosh, so many sims. In FSX and prepared from A2A, but it is nice to have that. And down here we have basic flight information. So how we're doing, how much fuel we've used and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Don't need to have checklists on this tablet. It would be kind of awkward to keep looking over there at the checklist anyway. But what we do have is full support for the built-in checklist system in MSFS. So close the camera system here. Pop open the checklist. If you've not seen the checklist, they are pretty neat because you have the, whoops, let's go back to the list. So here's the list of checks, right? Pre-flight interior, exterior, engine start, and so on. As you work through these, if you're not familiar with the aircraft, and I'm not, you can click on the eyeball and it will start showing you where stuff is. So it says parking brake set, and there's a little arrow pointing down. If I scroll down, it will highlight where the parking brake is. So yeah, the parking brake's currently set. Check. Gear selector. Check is down. Well, where is the gear selector? It's right there. That is currently down. Avionics should be off. So let's just run through everything here. It should be off because we're in a cold and dark state, but that's the idea of a checklist, right? To check everything. So yeah, there, look, off. And what's next? Oh my goodness, can I make this bigger? I can. Let's make this a lot bigger. There we go. Mixture. We're going to lean the mixture. This is where I check whether my controls are all actually correct, which they are. So mixture is full lean. Check. Magnetos off. There's the mags. They're currently off. Battery switch now goes on. Is that the battery switch? Now this is where the checklist system is really useful, because I should be able to... Why can't I click the eyeball on that one? Oh no. Oh. Let's stop highlighting that one. And then, nope, I can't. Oh, damn it. What is that? That's not it. Oh, there's battery. Duh. Big red switch. Can't miss it, Pete. Okay, avionics were not off. Now, some aircraft in X-plane, I have a real hard time turning avionics off. I think that might be the case with this. I'm not so sure I can turn that thing off. I don't think I can turn that off. Push button. Power. Squelch control. I can turn it off. There we go. But let's turn stuff off properly. Good. While we're here, we'll check everything else is off. Good that we did that, right? Battery switch. Check. Fuel quantity. Check. Fuel quantity is good. Half a tank on each tank. Annunciator panel. Check. Well, there's my annunciator panel. Such as it is. And it looks, I think, as it should. Moving on. Check. Battery switch now goes off. So at this point then, we're going to check that the flight controls are free and correct. So let's reset the view here. And I probably do need to turn on track IR at this point, which is going to be tricky because I don't like having to pop open all those different views every time. Stop. Okay. Yeah. All good there. All good there. I can feel the aircraft moving as I move the yoke forwards and backwards. The rudder pedals are all good as well. Okay. Let's turn off track IR once again. We'll just minimize that. I think it's going to be useful to have that around, actually. Good. So battery switch is off. Check. Flight controls. Check. Flaps should be up. Which they are. Flaps up is lever down. So that's good. Check. Trim. Gosh, how do you... Oh, is that the... That is the trim there. So let's put this to neutral. Ish. That works. Baggage door is closed. I think we can refer to that little tablet over there for the baggage door. Yes, it's closed. Check. That's done. So we've done the pre-flight interior. Pre-flight exterior. There's not too much to do here. You don't really have an interactive walk around, I think. But we can certainly pop outside and take a look. So pop this down. Come on. In fact, let's put this over here. Gosh, I need to set up my Razor or Weaver so I can work with the camera a little bit better. There we go. We're external now. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Control surfaces. Are they working? Are they as they should be? Are they safe? You know, no damage to them. They look pristine. So, check. Lights at this point are all off, so it's fine. Check. Tie downs removed? Yes. Chocks removed? Yes. Tow bar removed? Yes. Engine oil door? Yes. It's closed. Oil quantity, we checked that on the tablet, so we're good there. Cabin door closed and latch checked. And then we're into before engine start. So let me drop this back down again. And we'll go into the internal cockpit view. So, reset. Okay, circuit breakers. Are they all in? Well, they're over there. Another reason to turn off the yoke. They are all in at this point. So circuit breakers, check. Alternate air. Now, I don't know why some of these are highlightable and some of them are not. But alternate air is down here. It's currently closed. What? Oh, if I click it, the tooltip is telling me what would happen if I click it. So open, closed, off, check. Prop, max RPM, all the way up, check. Fuel tank selector needs to go to the fullest tank, and the selector is there. So we'll put on the, what are we on? We're on the left tank currently, which is You might as well go left tank. Both tanks have the same amount of fuel. Check. Engine start. First we're into warming the engine. So open the throttle half an inch. Go up there. Check. Battery switch now goes on. Good luck. Hang on, let's reset the view. I'm not sure how I ended up with the camera all the way down there. Alright, battery switch is on. Check. Alternator. Make sure that that is on. Okay, a little bit hard to get that control. Beacon. Should now go on. Where is the beacon? Beacon. Rotating beacon. On. Navigation lights. On. Pitot heat on. Oh. That's not the nav lights. That's the nav lights. Look at that. Who knew? Good luck accessing that. Let's pull this prop back a second. Okay. I think we're on. We can check. Let's go outside and take a look. Beacon's on. Nav lights are on. Good. So they're good. Pitot heat on, check working. The only way you would check it working is to actually turn it on and go outside and see what happens when you touch it. We can't do that, but we can certainly turn the pitot heat on. Pop back up here. Hey. Oh, it's resetting to my controls. Pitot heat is on. Check. Aux boost pump. Now I believe the auxiliary boost pump, they're talking about the fuel pump. I think. Yeah. So let's turn the fuel pump on. Make sure the mixture now is lean, which it is. So check. And the next one, check. Prop clear. There is that guy wandering around outside, isn't there? Where is he? He's all good. So props clear. Ignition. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and start. And put mixture rich as soon as the engine starts. There it goes. So check. Check. Verify the engine start is successful. So we're looking at the RPM. It's above 1,000 right now. We can reduce that in a moment. Manifold pressure is good. Oil pressure is good. Oh, you know what I just did wrong? I read this as warming up the engine. It's not. If you have a warm engine, this is what you do. If you have a cold engine, this is what you do. That's neat. Let's bring the RPM back a little bit. It's about 1,000. Right. So, check. Magnetars are on both. Check. Oh, you want the throttle at 1,500 RPM. Okay, let's do that. That guy's getting dangerously close to my propeller. There we go. 1,500 RPM. Check. Oil pressure. Interesting. I clicked on the highlight oil pressure. It's not showing you where the oil pressure is. Oh, just like you have a bug. Let's say we're good. Check. So with that done, we'll let the aircraft warm up and then we can get into taxiing. Here at Shoreham, we're just going to take off and do a circuit or two. See how the aircraft feels, but we're waiting for everything to warm up first and get ready to go. So at this point actually, well, the taxi checklist, we would turn the landing light on, which we're not going to do right now, but we would now turn the avionics on. There. And I love that I can turn those off. It really bugs me in explaining when some of those don't work. There we go. So that's all on. It's EGT. Here we go. Oil pressure is in the green. Oil temperature is coming up nicely. We're just going to sit here and wait. Fuel pressure. Here we go. I missed all of these controls. Like I said, absolute first flight in this aircraft. So that is done. Radios. We're not going to use the ATC here, so we'll say they're done. For the sake of argument, transponder was set at 1200, which is VFR. And we'll turn this all the way on. The transponder's set. Altimeters. Aha! We actually do need to pick up the weather, don't we? Otherwise we can't set the barometric pressure. June ATIS. Alright, so altimeter is 3012. Let's minimize this one over here in case we need it. So 3012. And we're not there. You can see actually we're below sea level, whereas Shoreham is actually just above sea level. 301. That'll work. 2-ish. That works. Good. Altimeters set. Heading. Well, we have a handy dandy GPS over here, which tells us that we are currently pointing 346, which is not what we have down here, is it? And that's caged. So let's go ahead and set all this up somehow. That's not caged at all. What am I doing? 3. Okay, so that's 3. Oh, we can use the tooltip there. 3, 4, come on, 6. Anything else to set up? Nope. Yes. That's ADF heading, we don't want to mess with that. And again, the highlights are not working. Bug. Check. Taxi area is kind of clear. Parking brake release, and then off we go. Well, let's see where we're at doing. The oil temperature is actually good now. Fuel pressure is good now. Everything's looking good. So we're going to turn the landing light on and then start moving and then check that the flight instruments and avionics do what they should when we start moving, and we should be good to go. Alright. Gosh. It's quite lovely and involved. I like that. I don't like the fact that these guys are wandering around in front of my propeller all the time. That's going to be a little bit awkward. Anyway, let's pop this open, turn back on track IR. We'll reset track IR. Okay, parking brake. Let's put my normal brakes on. Parking brake is off. My brakes are on, dude. Don't move. Pull back the power, pull back the power, pull back the power. Landing lights on. Okay, let's not drive across the grass. Dude! What are you doing? It's a ghost. Okay. Let's start moving. Why are we not moving? Every time I try to turn the aircraft, we stop. That's probably an access problem in my control setup. Let's check these. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure my brakes are good. I think my brakes are wrong. Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm back. I've checked my controls. They are good. I think that's pretty cool then. I think I'm going slow enough that the resistance from turning is actually stopping me. Yeah, that is. Alright, let's go find a runway. Instruments are updating correctly as they should. Good, good, good. Man, this is pretty fast on the ground. Brakes are working. Beautiful morning here at Shoreham. Like I said, I'm doing this real time. Trying to get in the habit of doing more proper videos, not just the fleeting frugal stuff. So, gonna get up early every morning and try to put in a couple of hours every morning and get some real content done. Now, I do have a sneaky feeling I'm going completely the wrong way. Because I'm heading north-ish. And that's not what we want. I am actually going the wrong way. So, we're going to drive around and take a little tour of Shorehams Airport. Also known as Brighton City Airport. I like how this handles on the ground, actually. Now we're moving properly. No, this is the right way. There's the viewing area over there, I believe. I'm not entirely sure why the fuel pump is still on. I thought we would turn that off in the checklist, but we didn't. Oh my goodness. Okay, brakes the turn sharply. Where's the runway? That's it for part 1 of my first impressions look at Just Flight's Arrow 3. Plenty of cringe-worthy moments in there as I was editing it. I put in more time since I recorded that. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2, where we did the run-up, take off, and see what this thing's like in the air. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.